seen my son Leon the night before the crash. He came to visit me in his car, which I was unaware of at the time. I went outside, I was in shock. You know, what are you doing driving? I said, look, I don't want you driving. You need to be doing this the proper way, taking your driving lessons. You promised that you would do that. He didn't have a full driving licence, but he'd nagged his brother for this car, and unfortunately his brother gave in to him. So that night he had dropped his friends off in town. He crashed on the way home. He'd hit the curb, and that had obviously slung him across the road, and he'd hit a lamppost, and he was killed instantly by that. It was a 30 road and he was driving between 50 and 60 miles an hour. Leon's death affected us as a family massively. It can either bring you closer together or it can go the other way, and it brought us much closer. On the anniversary of Leon's death, what we usually do as a family, we get together, we take some flowers to his graveside, and we talk, reminisce, have happy memories. Leon was a bit of a prankster at school and at home. All the family used to crack up whenever he was around, with silly jokes and his daft little pranks that he used to do. He was just a lovely, funny character, and everybody loved him. He had a lot of friends, and we missed that walking into the living room. What's for tea, Ma? It was either that or, have you got some cash for me? When he'd run out of his money, he'd be knocking on the door for Mum. Yeah. I first heard about Break through my family liaison officer that came to visit me when my son had his crash. They handed me a green Break folder, and I put the handbook to a side, and one day I just woke up feeling like I couldn't cope, basically. And I rang and I spoke to a caseworker, and she listened to me for a good hour and a half to 2 hours, and it just felt like a release to talk to somebody else outside of my little circle, if you like. They signposted me to some counselling, and I went to counselling for, I'd say, around a year. I'm really glad I picked that phone up, because if it wasn't for Break, I don't know where I'd be really, because I just didn't know where to go and what to do that morning. I think it's important just to try and get my story across as a message of prevention, really, because I wouldn't want another family to go through what we've been through as a family. It only takes that one incident and it changes people's lives massively, and it has a whole domino effect on the full family.